Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a training block where you're doing everything right? More kilometers, longer runs, more sessions are being banked, but there's just one thing. You're not getting any faster. It's frustrating because the obvious answer feels like, okay, if I just run a few more kilometers, surely my times will start to improve. But here's the thing. If getting faster was just about total kilometers, the person who runs the most would always win. And we know that's not true. Most plateaus aren't fitness problems, they're efficiency problems, they're structure problems, and or they're system problems. So let's break down this video what is actually holding most runners back. Running is basically hopping from one leg to the other for kilometers and kilometers at a time. Now, imagine doing that while holding a small backpack, even a light one. It doesn't seem like much, but after 15 kilometers, boy, I bet you're going to feel it. That's what body mass is in running. It's not about aesthetics. It's not about being shredded. It's about how much mass you have to lift and catch every single stride. Running economy, which is basically how much oxygen it costs you to run at a certain speed, is heavily influenced by that. The better your economy, the cheaper it is to run each kilometer. Now that's the nuance. Muscle is useful weight. It's like having stronger springs underneath you. But non-functional mass, that's just extra load that we don't need to carry. Like we said before, it's a difference between climbing stairs empty-handed versus climbing stairs carrying grocery bags. Same stairs, different effort. But, and this is important, lighter isn't automatically better. If you diet aggressively, under fuel, and lose strength, that's like trying to make yourself lighter by draining your batteries. You might weigh less, but you also can't produce the same power. Performance is about optimal weight, not minimal weight. There's a big difference between the two. Now let's talk cadence. Somewhere along the way, 180 steps per minute became this holy number. Like, if you're not hitting 180, you're doing something wrong. But cadence isn't a rule. It's a reflection. It reflects how your body moves. Taller runners tend to have longer stride lengths. Longer strides usually means lower cadence. Seems normal, right? There's a study that showed a clear negative relationship between height and cadence. Taller runners generally had lower step frequency. But here's what does matter. Slightly increasing cadence, about 5 to 10%, has been shown to reduce joint stress and ground contact time. Think of it like this. If you jump rope slowly with huge jumps, you slam the ground. If you jump rope lightly and quicker, it's smoother. We see our ground contact times reduce. This is a prime example of cadence. But cadence is just something that you can't force. If your muscles and tendons aren't strong enough, trying to spin your legs faster is like trying to clap quickly with frozen hands. Pretty damn hard. Which brings us to the big one. Most runners treat strength training like a side quest, optional, extra, or to simply take the piss. But the research is very clear. One systematic review from 2024 looked at strength training interventions in long distance runners. Across multiple trials, runners who added strength training improved race performance more than others who only ran. And we're not only talking small differences here. One study found that doing 6 weeks of plyometrics, we saw an increase by almost 4% over a 2.4 kilometer race. Control group barely moved. Another study found that after 8 weeks of heavy lifting, a 10-kilometer time trial improved by 2.5% and VO2 max didn't change at all. That's huge because it means they didn't improve their engine. They improved how to use it. Here's the simplest way to think about it. Whenever you run, your tendons act like elastic bands. Each time your foot hits the ground, they stretch and they recoil. If they're strong and stiff, they'll snap back quickly. If they're weak, they'll absorb energy and leak it. Your return will be nil. It's like bouncing on a trampoline. A light trampoline will throw you back up. A saggy one will just swallow you up. Strength training tightens the trampoline. Stronger runners spend less time on the ground, lose less energy each step, fatigue slower late in races, and by no coincidence at all, they just seem to get injured less because stronger tissue tolerates load better. If all you do is run, you're repeating the same stress over and over again without reinforcing the system that handles the stress. Eventually, something has to give. Now, here's something that all runners should use at some point in their training: the bike. Running is impact heavy. Every stride is like a tiny landing. Do that 10,000 times in a long run, your bones, calves, and tendons, they really start to feel it. But your heart, your lungs, they often can tolerate a lot more. Cycling lets you train your cardiovascular system without the repeated ground reaction forces. It's like giving your heart a long workout while your legs take a break from the impact. Research shows aerobic adaptations transfer across endurance sports. Zone 2 cycling builds mitochondria, your cellular energy factories. Intervals on the bike, you can push VO2 max without the worried stress from the ground. So instead of thinking, I can't run more because my legs are cooked, you think, how can I build more aerobic time without digging a deeper recovery hole? That's where the bike shines. It's not replacing running, it's supporting it. So when someone says, I just need more kilometers to increase my fitness, maybe, but maybe not. Maybe you need A, slightly better body composition, B, stronger tendons and better force production, C, more aerobic time without the impact, or simply better efficiency. Running more when your system isn't optimized is like pouring more water into a bucket or small leaks. You'll improve for a bit, but eventually the leaks matter. Fix the leaks, then add more water. That's how you break plateaus. Kilometers do matter, but they're not the whole story. And if you've been stuck for a while, it's probably not because you're not working hard enough. It's because you're missing one of the following pieces outlined in this video. But if you're not too sure what's missing, take the quiz below. First link, I'm sure that'll help you out.